As a kid, video games were always a wondrous and fascinating thing for me. The concept of sitting in front of a TV wasn't really there. It was more the experience of it all. I didn't feel like I had a controller in my hands, controlling a character on screen. Instead, I felt as if I was the character, and it was me doing all those flips, kicks, and breakdances. It was a feeling you just don't forget, and while growing up a bit has honestly gotten rid of that feeling of wonder and immersion, some of it still lies within the games I played at that time. The game that does this the most is Super Mario 64. Now, I hadn't played the N64 original until I had gotten my Wii U, as the Wii U Virtual Console now carries N64 games. I started with this gem right here, which was actually my first 3D Mario game. Played the hell out of this back in the day, and I'm happy to say that I still haven't lost my original cartridge after all this time. What's really interesting though, is the fact that playing the original on the Wii U still evoked that same feeling of wonder that I had long forgotten. Maybe it's because, minus a few tweaks and changes, the game is still the same through and through. But the fact that I felt the same playing the game after all this time really made me curious. Could I experience that same amount of childhood wonder like I had before as a young adult? Are there still traces of those feelings that could be reached again? So, I continued playing the game, envious of what was there to be found. Dodging that infamous chain chomping Bob on Battlefield, giving King Thwomp a thwomp in the back, and racing that penguin to the finish line over some pretty bottomless pits. It was all incredible. Being able to relive all of those memories again warmed my heart in ways I can't describe. But everything changed the second I entered Jolly Roger Bay. When that music kicked in, I was brought back to 6 years old again. Every single detail of it came back like a sea of nostalgia. Without hesitation, I dove in the water and was amazed at how the instruments changed the moment I submerged, a detail I never knew before. I loved how every stroke in the water created a trail of bubbles behind me, and the thrills of grabbing those red coins so cleverly hidden within those clams before they could get you. My memories were like a guide to me as I explored further and further into the level. Every set piece was like a branch that combined to form a tree of my memories. I soon got to the pirate ship and remembered how curious I was as a kid. Where did it come from? Who was the captain? Why is there a ship here in the first place? But before I knew it, I was already diving down to confront an old fear of mine. You know, people always seem to remember the haunted piano in the Boo level, but not this Bee. I had a personal vendetta with this eel, and it was finally time to settle it. Well, maybe some other day. Once I collected all the stars in the level, I kinda just stood there. I really didn't know what to think. I had just rekindled my sense of childhood wonder. That blissful feeling of excitement and immersion that I thought had been taken away from me by the sands of time. And not only did I experience everything again, but I also learned a few new details about the level too. Memories of old and new fused together and became complete, for lack of a better word. It honestly was incredible. I thought that growing up had taken away my ability to become the character and to place myself in the world before me. To feel like I was the one exploring a vast new world and not just some guy guiding someone else through it. I'd like to hope that we all have this, that few collection of games that we hold so close to our hearts that it's become intertwined with our very being. So, if you ever find yourself struggling to find that sense of awe you used to have, try picking up that classic you used to play. Who knows? It may just be able to spark that old flame inside, just like it used to all those years ago.